Good evening, this is Judy Castleberry, and tonight we're talking about marketing on Tumblr. So why use Tumblr? Well, obviously the demographics. 66% of users on Tumblr are under 35, and 39% are under 25. Women outnumber men, like on most social media. But more important on Tumblr is how easy it is to customize. It's faster and easier to update than a traditional website. And the number of users is still rising rapidly. It keeps people really engaged, and I think that's the most important thing about Tumblr. I wanted to show you a Tumblr that is doing a really excellent job of mimicking a traditional website, but being more than that. B&B Wine Pub is in New York City, and on top of having gorgeous pictures of dinners like this prime rib dinner and lots of other pictures of fancy hamburgers and things like that, they also have a selection of buttons where you can do things like check on what their menu for the night is. If you want reservations, you can click on the reservation button and it will take you to Open Table. And you can add your own little comments to their blogs and their photos. So it's a really nice job of using Tumblr as a primary website. So how to Tumblr? Well, like most social media, you sign up, you create content, you build your network of connections, and you stay active. So first off, you need to name your blog. You can use your brand name, you can use your primary website URL, you can use a Twitter username. These are some of the brands that do advertise on Tumblr. Of course, there are thousands more than this, but these are some you might recognize. On Tumblr, content is king, so think visual. Think in terms of high-quality photography, funny GIFs. Also think video. About 30% of brands use video on their Tumblr blogs. Think text, because text is important. This is an example of how Disney uses Tumblr. Disney has several different blogs. This is from their main one, and they have a picture from the movie Big Hero 6, which it won Big Best Animated Feature Film. But more than that, if you're at the bottom of the screen, you'll notice the visual content that's been added by people who follow Disney. And so they took one of the characters in Big Hero 6 and kind of imagined him in all kinds of things. These were actually little 6-second GIFs that were running on the blog the other afternoon, and they were a lot of fun just to sit and watch them and all the different creative ways people were using this image from Disney to create their own content. Tumblr is important about building your network. About 30% of the average person on Tumblr is using a reblogged material versus 70% new, which is a little different from a lot of other social media sites. One of the things that's real important is to answer posts, because your followers will put posts on. And then using hashtags, 7 to 12 hashtags is considered an optimal number that you don't look like spam, but will draw a net wide enough to catch a lot of searches. So reblogging is extremely important. 1 month of engagement on a single post is what's shown in this picture. And if you'll notice, this is one post, and every time it's reposted, which you can tell with the yellow line, then likes increase also. So it's not like you always have to create something new on Tumblr, but you can take something and you reblog it, and you reblog it to somebody else, and then they reblog it, and it travels through the network. Engaging. You want to post frequently. Mashable suggested 10 to 15 times per day. Unmetrics suggested 8 to 38 times per month. I think it's really important to understand that most social media you only really want to do like once a day. More than that, Facebook people get tired of it. But people on Tumblr tend to go back and read lots of different posts, and they like to see lots of things coming up. And so I read one place where they only allow 250 posts per day, and there are people who have actually complained that's not enough. When you post is important. People on Tumblr are most active on evenings and weekends, and so what you do is you queue up your content so that it appears on evenings and weekends. It's also important to respond to notes and questions. As an example of the Tumblr culture, a Tumblr user posted the question, "Why does Denny's have a Tumblr?" If you remember, I mentioned last time that Denny's has a very well thought of Tumblr blog. And so what they responded when someone asked them why they have Tumblr is, "Why do you?" That post has been reposted, or has had 350,000 notes come up from that, which is pretty amazing when you consider what Denny's is. The benefits of marketing on Tumblr: it's creative, it engages the audience. I think that is truly the most important thing about Tumblr, is engages the audience. It's easy to use, and it's a lot of fun. So these are some of the resources I used, and I thought the thing on union metrics was especially important. That's a white paper, and I think if other people are looking for places to get material, union metrics I thought was very important. So anyway, these are some places I used as resources, and thank you very much for watching tonight.